So thank you, Mark, for helping us coordinate this event, and thank you all for showing up. Some of you I know are here just in desperation of extra credit, but I do want to point out that some of you do understand accounting, are starting to grasp it, and the most beautiful thing about my job and working at a state school is the fact that when you have, okay, people are taking pictures of me. Thanks. Is that when you have a specialized degree like accounting is, and you're heading into a market where accounting is in such high demand, you really have a lot of power to shape your future. And even with all of the tools that we give you, you're competing against some of the top university students for jobs. There's opportunities in Big Four, there's opportunity in regional market for whatever it is that you want to do. Southern is preparing you for that, and having a specialized degree really gives you the opportunity to head into this market with the knowledge that there are a lot of jobs and opportunities for you. The fact that we have so many panelists and so many firms showing up is not a surprise. They know that Southern students can do this, and they also are coming in a time when accountants are really needed. So if you're starting to understand the course and you're starting to be inclined to get it and to figure it out, I strongly urge you to consider majoring, and now is a good opportunity to learn about the profession. I'm going to stop rambling because I don't do the best at it, and I'm going to let the firms introduce themselves. I'm going to start over here with Stephen from CLA. He's going to introduce himself. He's going to tell you where he works. Keep in mind that all of these representatives here come from different kinds of firms of all shapes and sizes with lots of different offerings. I'm sorry, Jess. I actually want the dean to come and say a couple words and just quickly. We have Dean Jess here, which is such a gift.
Just come and show up, and then they say, now say something.
We always want to hear from you.
Oh, sure. Well, first of all, for our students, thank you for being here. We know that sometimes you wonder what the purpose of all these events and activities are, and I can assure you that it's all for creating and developing and cultivating a spirit of trying to work together so that we can do things to help ensure your success. We love all of you. I care about all of you. We want you all to be successful. We're doing everything we can to connect you with industry and community in ways that will add value to your proposition that you make to the corporate sector and the people whose lives you touch in the future. It's all about you. But I also want to thank our series of panelists, all our members from the community and the corporations for taking time to join us on this journey. Because without your participation, obviously, we would not be able to bring the unification of the corporate sector and the community together with our students and harmonize your interests so that it can be a win-win for everybody. And I know on the side, I always tell Mark, you have to get at least one panelist to come. And I have to say, Mark and Lisa, you've certainly exceeded the minimum benchmark here.
Yeah,
So thank you to Mark and Lisa, and thanks to everybody. We're always here to help. You can always come to my office to chat if you'd like, and thank you for being a part of this special occasion. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And all these panelists come because people before you have forged. I think there's Southern students that are working at almost every single one of the firms that is here today. So just keep that in mind that as you go into the work world, you're representing for Southern and helping opening more doors for future Southern students. Okay, now we will start with Stephen.
Hi, my name is Stephen Romano. Excuse me. I'm a tax associate with Clifton Larson Island. I was at Southern here until I graduated in December of 21. I'm the first of my family to go to college, and I never thought about accounting until my sophomore year, maybe. I switched out of computer science, and I'm glad I did. I enjoy the profession, and yeah, I'm just happy to have ended up here and to come back and share my experiences.
Hey everyone, Mike Tarago. I'm the Northeast Campus Recruiter here with CLA as well. CLA is the 8th largest public accounting firm in the country. We have offices in West Hartford and Shelton, Connecticut. So if you want to talk more, I'm probably the person that can help you get internships and jobs, which is why you're all here, right?
Hi, my name's Justin Apria. I graduated Southern in the May of 2023. I started CLA at the beginning of January of that year. I'm a tax associate in our Shelton office, and I chose accounting after I failed my corporate finance class.
Hi, I'm Nick Sadig. I'm an audit associate at Cohn Resnick. I was a undergrad at Southern, graduated in 2019. Fun fact, I was not an accounting major as an undergrad. I made the switch. I ended up graduating as a political science and economics major, and then I went and got my master's in accounting. The point of that is it's never too late to decide to go into accounting, and it's an in-demand field, and we could really use more accounting majors graduating. So give it a thought if you are here just for the extra credit.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany Galco, also with Cohn Resnick. I am the Connecticut campus recruiter. So again, if you're looking for internships or jobs, I would be the person that you want to talk with. We have offices in Connecticut, it's Hartford and Stamford. So really excited to meet all of you today.
Hi, my name is Kat Fuentes. I'm a first-year associate at PwC. I'm based in Stamford. I also graduated in 2022 before the new building was built, but it's beautiful. And yeah, I'm not a recruiter, but I still have information for like any internships or jobs. So just let me know if you're interested.
I'm Safeda Basoljevic. I'm also a first-year associate at PwC, based in Stamford, but my client is in New York. I also am an alumni. I graduated at the same time as Catherine. We were best friends all of our college careers, so anything she says, ditto, because it's the same thing. And I also have some information to provide. I am in the asset wealth management sector, which is a little bit different than Catherine.
Hello, everybody. My name is Deb Erickson. I work for Fiandella, Malone, and La Saracena. So that's a mouthful, but we go by FML. I am responsible for a lot of different things in human resources, including talent acquisition. So I have lots of information about our opportunities if you want to have a conversation with me later.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Wazensky. I'm an audit partner with FML, and I'm in the Glastonbury office. We're a regional firm in Connecticut, but we have clients all over the country and internationally as well. We're not limited to Connecticut, but I sit in the Glastonbury office. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matt Violano, and I am the campus recruiter for Deloitte out of our Stamford office. But I work and live out of New York City. I am a Southern alumni as well, graduated in 2017, and I'm super happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Donnellan. I'm the campus recruiter for PKF O'Connor Davies. We're a mid-sized public accounting firm. We've got 18 offices overall, so we are not only in Connecticut, kind of all over the Northeast, but in Connecticut, we have offices in Stamford, Shelton, and then Wethersfield. So again, if you're looking for internships, full-time opportunities, or freshman, sophomore, we do have programs for those levels too. Feel free to come chat with me after. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lucas Ulrich. I work with Markham out of the New Haven office. I'm an assurance supervisor there. I work in not-for-profit and healthcare. I'm actually graduated from here in 2010, so I think I beat most everybody else here. So the place has definitely changed since I was here. There was temp buildings here and stuff when I when I was here. So it's nice to see the upgrades and everything and see everybody interested in accounting. So it's a very good industry. So I hope you guys take an interest in it and pursue a career.
Hello, my name is Rayan Saad. I work at Markham LLP in New Haven office. I graduated with my MBA at 2014, and I work in the tax and business services, which is a hybrid group, which we work on tax and certain assurance engagements. And I'm happy to see everyone here. And if you have any question, please let me know.
All right, last but not least, my name is Julia Consorti. I oversee campus recruitment for the New England region at Markham LLP. I'm a Southern alum, graduated with my MBA in 2019 from the School of Business, and I'm here to talk about opportunities, internships, full-time offers, so come chat with us. Thank you.
Thank
you so much. I also want to take a minute to introduce the room to Jeremy Cease. If you can stand up, Jeremy. So Jeremy is the Accounting Society president. He's the one sending all those emails out to you, which may seem annoying, but the only reason he does it is because I keep telling him to do it, to get you guys to come out of your dorm rooms or your rooms and get out here for these events. So Jeremy did a lot to contact all of the firms and put this together. So if we could just have a round of applause for Jeremy. For anybody who's interested in getting involved in the Accounting Society, please come see me or Jeremy at the end of the event as well. It's a fantastic resume booster, as I'm sure many of these recruiters will affirm, that just seeing that you're taking a leadership role in your undergrad experience is so important. So one of the things we did want to talk about is opportunities for the 150. So a lot of students are trying to navigate that process of getting their 150 credits before they start with their firms. How you guys anticipate that expectation of having 150 before you come changing, given the enrollment, I don't want to say crisis, but decline, the enrollment decline, how your firms are particularly handling that challenge, and also if you help sponsor students to get their 150, if you have any programs to do that. So not everybody has to speak on the issue, but if you have something to add or raise your hand, or I can pass it around. I see Julia nodding a bunch, so I'm going to start here.
Yeah, to start entry level, we do require the 150 credit hours at Markham. However, it is in the works a pilot program of potentially helping folks who graduate with the 120 credit hours meet the 150 requirement. In order to intern, you can also get credit as an intern at our firm. So that's still in the works for us. It's a little bit newer, but definitely something we're keeping an eye on as, the trends are coming through.
So at FML, you don't have to have the 150 to start. We just expect that that's your path as you go along in your career. But we offer internships and also starting positions with the expectation that our employees will go for the 150. And we do like to understand your path before you start. So whether you're going to take some time off during, to do your 150 or just do it part-time when you're working or something of that nature.
Yeah, we're similar here at CLA. You don't need the 150 to start full time, but it's certainly a path we want our candidates to be thinking about. If not, your ceiling gets capped pretty early on. You can make senior associate pretty early on, and then you're kind of stuck in that purgatory sense of not being able to make that next level until you have the CPA. So it's something you'll need pretty early on in your career at CLA, but we would be willing for someone to start sooner than that. It's just kind of each candidate's, I think, individual decision. Again, starting full time, also handling grad school, also handling studying for the CPA is a lot. So I don't know if it's necessarily the preferred path we would put someone on, but a lot of these grad programs now are online and virtual. So I think we're willing to work with the right candidates too, who are willing to put their foot forward to get the work done.
So I just want to say, there's a lot of different paths to 150. You can take extra classes on undergrad. I happened to, because I did my double major and then I had to get my accounting requirements to get into grad school. I had my 150 by the time I graduated. Obviously, that's not going to work for everybody, but you can get closer to your 150 in your undergrad. Take some extra electives if you have space. If you have, then you could take some online courses somewhere. You don't have to necessarily get a full degree. There are options, and I know there's talk in some corners that maybe there could be a change to the 150, but I wouldn't bank on it. For starting your careers, if those changes are coming with the way our profession seems to operate. It could easily be a decade or two before we really see that change. So, think about your different options. Just know that you don't necessarily need to get your, undergrad, then go do a master's. There are different paths. There's online, there's hybrid, there's in person. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it, and there's ways to control the cost, because I know, especially here at a state school, cost is a concern for a lot of students, and that's something that I've noticed when I talk to people about the 150, and there are ways to manage that. And really, as the accounting profession has seeing our decline in both accounting grads, the number of people applying for the CPA, that is going to put pressure on salaries. And so that does give you opportunities to pay off the eventual costs that you may incur. So these are all things to think about. And I know it's a big decision, but, get into the, make a plan, figure out what will work for you.
On that same kind of note, so similar to Markham, here at Cohn Resnick, we are a national accounting firm, and essentially, you do have to have your 150 credits to start at the firm full time. I will say that on a case by case basis, if you're missing a few credits, and we typically start our associates all around the same time every year, then that's okay. Like we would kind of have that individual conversation as long as you're able to manage getting those additional credits while also working. But another thing, just like Nick said, I mean, so many people right now I see like double majoring. I mean, the norm right now is very much like a double major in finance and accounting. And typically, if you do something like that, you're so much closer to your 150. I think a lot of times students believe, oh, I have to go and get my master's to get those 150 credits. That's definitely not the case. It might be the best route for you, but it might not be. And I know at least at Cohn Resnick, I'm kind of like the intern mentor too. And so I spend a lot of time with our interns figuring out the best path for them and what makes the most sense so that they can get their 150. And then at least at Cohn Resnick, we have a very comprehensive CPA benefits program. So we do a lot in respect to helping you, study, obtain your CPA, and kind of the financial commitment required there as well.
So at PwC, we have a program called While You Work. So essentially, it's a 1-year master's program. I think it's at Northeastern. And you essentially work while you also get your master's degree to get those 150. I went the master's route and I did an extra, was it 30? 30 credits to get my master's. But again, like as everyone was saying, it's not necessary. I wish I maybe looked more into it and maybe it would have cut down on the costs, especially. But
with the While You Work program, you can work I think it's a lot less hours, so like almost half of what we would normally work while you do that program so that you're not doing a full work schedule. I believe that's an option.
so if anyone's interested, I know a few people who are like in that process of being in the While You Work program, and I can get anyone in contact with just to get more information.
So at PKF O'Connor Davies, we do like to see that you have your 150 credits before coming on full time with us. But very similar to one of the other firms over there is that we can look at it on a case by case basis. If you are very close to getting your 150, you're only a couple credits away, 10 credits, and you have a plan in place or actively enrolled somewhere, getting that 150 credits, we can work with you. We also did just update our tuition reimbursement program, where it used to be that you had to be employed with the firm for at least 12 months before you could participate. We did change this to kind of help anyone that's still kind of working on those last couple of credits to get their 150, where you are eligible to participate from your first day at the firm. So you are able to kind of use that to help with costs. But very similarly, we do encourage you to take extra classes, maybe take some summer courses, winter courses to get you as close as possible to that 150 credit program. It's definitely a little challenging while working full time to kind of balance that school courses with the full time job. So if you believe that you can do it, it's definitely something we can work with you on, but definitely something to kind of think and maybe plan out, especially if you're earlier on in your college career here. So just something to think about.
And then for Deloitte, similarly, we do require the 150 credits to start working with us. For our traditional routes of either tax or audit, given if you guys are accounting majors, that's most likely where you're going to go. There is not really any flex with not being 150 before starting with us. But we do have new programs in our delivery center where you'll still be doing audit work. It's kind of like a remote delivery typed role. And we do allow you to have 120 credits. But similarly, we'll need to have a plan for you to get 150 credits once you start with us.
Thanks so much. And then if you could just outline, I know a lot of students in here are looking for internships, and we have a lot of phenomenal talent in the room, like I said before. So if you could just outline internship opportunities that are available for, I know some might have some for this summer and next summer, and kind of what the timeline is for students looking for internships, when they should look at applying, and kind of how that process works. That would be really helpful. I think we'll just kind of go down the line because I think all of you have something to share on that.
So right now we are full for summer 2024 internship opportunities. However, for rising sophomores and juniors, we have a one-day leadership program called Destination Markham. All the info is on our website. I also brought some handouts in case anyone is interested in attending that program. But from Destination Markham, candidates are considered for 2025 internships. I know it does sound pretty far out, but we are recruiting for spring 2025 as well as summer 2025. We don't have any necessarily like hard deadlines on when applications need to be in. It's kind of on a rolling basis, but we do start the recruiting process about a year out.
So very similarly, we did fill up our summer 2024 internships. We have started recruiting for our winter 2025 internships. We have those applications open on our website. We will be opening up our summer 2025 applications probably in the next month or so. So keep an eye out. We do recruit about a year out. Very similarly, if you are looking for those 2025 internships and kind of want to get your foot in the door, we do have a 2-day program for sophomores and juniors looking for internships in the following year. That's called our Leaders of Tomorrow program. It's a 2-day program that's going to be held in June. The first day is really like a workshop day. We do a lot of soft skills, leadership workshops, resume prep, interview prep, kind of to prepare you for the second day of the program, which is where you get to come in office, get to tour the office that's closest to you, see where you might be interning, get to meet a bunch of people, network with some of the partners and some of the managers that we have. And then we do an on-site second round interview for those 2025 internships. And then you'll kind of know before the end of the summer whether you've got that winter or summer internship in 2025 with us. So really great program. Additionally, if you're a freshman and looking for opportunities, we do have a 1-day program for freshmen that just kind of introduces you to the firm, into public accounting. You get to hear from some of our associates kind of what a day in the life is like on the advisory side, audit side, tax side. So it's a really great program if you're just looking to learn more and hear from somebody who's working in the field. So those are the different opportunities that we've got right now.
Yeah, so for Deloitte, we are currently recruiting right now for summer 2025. We are about 95% full at this point, so just a few positions left. So if you are interested, I'd recommend getting your applications in ASAP. And then we do have some positions left for winter 2025. At the end of this semester, we're going to be switching our focus right to summer 2026. So, and those applications open up starting in August. If you're eligible for a summer 2026 internship, I would recommend getting it in soon, because if you were to interview with us and receive an offer, we would invite you to the Deloitte National Leadership Conference, which is at Deloitte University in Westlake, Texas. And it's a 3-day conference to really hone in on your leadership skills, learn about who Deloitte is, our culture, and really hear from our leadership. So yeah, happy to talk further in detail about all of our opportunities after this as well.
Thanks. So at FML, we're recruiting now for our winter 25 and summer 25 internships. So on the website, there's a careers page. It tells you what you need to upload, your transcript, your resume, cover letter, and we look at those things as they come in. So I would say getting those things in as soon as possible, if you're interested with us, would be a good idea. We do have a leadership program as well, which is a 2-day program. It's May 22nd and 23rd. We're kind of on the tail end of interviewing for the leadership program, but you could still submit an application at this time within the next week or so, because we're kind of finalizing those the numbers for the program. But it's great for sophomores and juniors, and I would encourage all of you to do as many leadership programs as possible, because you want to see different firms, different size firms, different cultures. They're great for you. We have panels on the first day, and we go to a client, we do a case study, we do some fun activities just to kind of get to know the people in the firm. So it's a really nice 2-day program, and most firms, as people have talked about them, have those programs. And so I'd really encourage you guys to look at those leadership programs. And if they have a freshman program, even, and we do take some freshmen in on the leadership program as well. It's great to kind of get a shoe in the door and just kind of take a look at these firms. So, yes, we're currently interviewing for those internships in 25 for audit and tax, and we also have an accounting services department, which is like bookkeeping and financial planning and analysis for certain clients. We have that kind of arm of the firm as well.
And if I could just add one thing, you're welcome to contact us through careers@fml.com to engage in conversation or to submit your resume that way.
Although I'm not a recruiter, I know that PwC is currently looking for winter 2025 interns as well as summer. Same with a lot of the other firms, it sounds like. I believe that we have a full brochure we can provide you with and some links to apply or just ask for some information on those programs. I don't know if Catherine wants to add anything.
I would say just get those applications in as soon as you can. I think they look at it on a rolling basis, so first come, first serve.
So for Cone Resnick, I think pretty much everything that everyone said so far, just apply today, is like the consensus here. But it's never too early to start. For Cone Resnick, we're also full for summer 2024, and we're nearing full for winter and summer of 2025. We also have a freshman and sophomore 1-day program. It's called our ACE program. ACE stands for Accounting Career Exploration. The Hartford program is actually taking place in the next 2 weeks. It's Friday, April 19th in our Hartford office. So similar to kind of what the rest of the recruiters have said, it's, a day of professional networking, kind of getting your foot in the door. There's a community service component to it, and it's really a really fun day. I know some of you, your faces are familiar from the fall event. So that application is still up on our website. If you go to our early careers page and just type in ACE, it's there. The application deadline for that is next Friday. And then pretty much we do select all of our interns from that program. So we don't necessarily hire externally, right, from just for 2026. That's kind of the main source of our talent is the leadership program. So if you are interested at an opportunity at the firm, you want to make sure that you're going to these leadership programs. And again, that's not just for Cone Resnick, but I think for every firm here, it's something that truly is important for your accounting career. And it is scary. I know, like, we're talking about 2026 and you're like, oh my God, like, that's stressful, which we totally get, but that's kind of the world of accounting. And if it is the place that you want to be, you do have to really start thinking heavily about your future and planning those things out. And I know all of us are here to help you with that. So.
And I just want to add a small little thing. So when I got my job as an associate, I wasn't in the regular pipeline and I got lucky. And so it doesn't necessarily hurt to reach out because sometimes someone has a change in circumstance. So they drop out of being an intern or they drop out as being an associate because they're going somewhere else. So always feel free to reach out to people in recruiting because sometimes there are opportunities that maybe occur outside of the regular pipeline. So, if you're like a senior and you're worried, just take a step back. It's not necessarily too late. It just may change your direction a little bit. So, anybody down here?
Yeah, no, I would actually second that point too. I think because of how early we give these offers out, we do expect there's going to be some turnover, some changes. It's crazy. We're, giving offers out 2 years in advance. So things are obviously going to change. Plans are going to change. I always say it's actually easier to get a full-time job at CLA than as an internship because of how early we recruit interns. So again, I agree that just reach out to see what maybe the timeline looks like. Kind of ditto to everyone else. We're full for summer 2024, looking more out. The only difference is we call our internships in the winter. Ours are called spring interns. So if you're looking at CLA's website and you're like, I can't find anything for the winter, just type in spring and it'll fix it. We have the 1-day program as well. Ours will be in towards the end of May, before Memorial Weekend. Again, I would say targeted at really anyone that's interested in coming in. We would say, yeah, maybe probably more younger students, but really we'll take anyone. We've had grad students go through the program as well, just based on where they may have been in the timeline.
So, excuse me. I'm a bit of a non-traditional student. I graduated at 26, and I had worked a full-time job leading up to graduation, and I didn't do an internship. I just started full-time with CLA. Not every intern accepts an offer, and full-time positions are often available in tax and audit. So if you don't manage to get an internship that you want, or you miss a deadline for application, like these internships, go years out in advance. So even if you don't have an internship, if you're graduating with an accounting degree, especially 150, don't worry too much.
Worry a little. No, we do want to encourage as much internships as possible, but Stephen is right. There are so many opportunities that you can still navigate it if you do find yourself as a senior and not there. The next question I want to ask our panelists is, a lot of students are starting to think about the CPA exam. I know when I was a student, I navigated getting my master's while doing the CPA exam, which is certainly an option for those of you who can work it out financially. I was a grad assistant and maybe checked in a few people into the gym while doing homework. So it worked out for me, but not everybody has that opportunity. So just if you could outline for us, CPA bonuses if they're offered, and also your promotion um, ability to get promoted with or without a CPA, and how that structure for promotion works. And maybe we'll go the opposite way. Do you want to start, Stephen, or
probably has more details about
Michael? Okay.
Yeah, so we do help with the CPA. Obviously, if that's our expectations for you to get the CPA, then we're going to make sure we do everything to help you to give you the resources to do that. So we do have a CPA plan. We'll help you with a pre-exam bonus. The cost to take the exam, it's actually a lot of money just to even sign up to register to take the exam. So we'll help with that. Becker materials at no cost to you, as well as a post-exam bonus. Like I mentioned, kind of the levels at CLA goes, intern, associate, senior associate. That next level, either manager or director path, depending on what you want to go, is when you will be required to have the CPA. So I don't like to give a timeline on that, because really at CLA, it is honestly fluid. If you're a hard worker, if you put in the work, you can make those jumps pretty quickly. So yeah, I would say that's my.
And I'll just jump in. Michael's referring to the Becker materials is a CPA study program that gets you through the exam and prepares you for each section of the exam. What he's saying is that the firm will offer to pay for that program, that study program, to get you through the exam.
Yep. So I've signed up for the stipend. I've received the stipend. I use it to pay for the fee to take the exam. I also have the Becker study material, and when I have downtime at work, I study and I do their practice materials. I've already taken an exam. Whether I passed it or not, it's not important, but I'm taking it again in May, taking it day by day.
So this isn't like an official firm resource, but what you'll find is if you intern at a firm, or you get a job as an associate as a firm, you've got all your colleagues. They're all going to be in the same boat. So I know in the Hartford office, a bunch of seniors we've gotten together and studying on Saturdays. I think there's some sort of Becker live class or something that they're watching, but that's going to be a resource to help you get there. Because everyone is in the same boat.
So that's definitely one of the kind of informal things that CohnReznick offers. There's study groups that are employee-led pretty much in all of our offices for once you're already here for the CPA. But essentially, at our firm, we do have a pretty comprehensive CPA benefits package, in a sense that as soon as you sign your full-time offer, so like I have an intern today that just signed his full-time offer for next fall, 2025. And he's eligible for pretty much all of the CPA benefits. So in a sense, we do also reimburse you, or we direct bill to your door for Becker, Roger, or Surgent. So those are three of the kind of primary companies that offer study programs. That's the first thing. We also aid financially in paying for your exams, and once you pass them, you're reimbursed. And then we have PTO days, so you get a certain amount of PTO days once you do start at the firm to either study or go and take the exams. It's kind of up to you how you want to use it. And then in terms of a bonus structure, we do have a pretty nice bonus. So if you pass all 4 parts of the exam within the first year of being an associate, you get a $10,000 bonus. So that could be like, say that intern that accepted his offer for 2025. If he passes all 4 parts of the exam before he starts with us on October 13th, 2025, he'll get the $10,000 bonus. If he passes 3 parts and then in his first year as an associate, he passes the 4th one, $10,000 bonus. So kind of, and then the bonus structure still lives on past your first year, right? It just essentially decreases as the years go on. Similar to other firms, you cannot become a manager at the firm without having your CPA, right? So it's again, like exactly like they said, it's very fluid. It's up to you how quickly you study and pass those CPA exams. Obviously, the earlier on in your career, the probably easier it's going to be, in a sense of you want to make sure that you're getting them out of the way so that you can be promoted and work up the career ladder.
I feel like at PwC it's very similar to how everyone else is. So we do offer a bonus as well if the 4 are passed within the first year. Um, we also supply you with the Becker materials. And I'm thinking. Oh. Yes, so it's the same thing. Manager, if you want to be a manager, you need the CPA license. But since everyone has their own path, you're not going to be a like everyone has their different path. So someone can be a manager in maybe 5 years, another can be in 10. But I think it's still important to get that CPA license. Additionally, I had it in my head and then I completely forgot.
It's okay. Thanks. So I know a lot of people that don't do the CPA right away or don't do it in their master's program or while they're in school. Myself, I started it, and I really recommend getting it done before you get into the field if possible. It's just so much easier once you get into your busy season. Like, you're not going to want to think about studying for your exam. There is downtime in the other months of the year, of course. So if you don't get through all of them, that's okay as well. I believe there's an extension now. So if you start one, you have a lot more time to take the next one. Just really try to do it before you get into the field because you will not be proud of yourself if you don't get it done. It's a little tougher later.
Thanks. So at FML, we do offer a bonus once you pass the exam. And the same thing as the other firms, you can't get promoted to manager without the CPA. So we're very similar that way. We do reimburse for the exam once you pass and the course once you pass. You can pick any course you would like. We'll reimburse you for that once you pass the exam. And just to kind of echo what was already said, definitely try to get that exam done as soon as you can, because I waited until I was close to manager and it was a big pain in the neck. Trying to manage, acting manage jobs and things like that, and you're trying to do your exam and it's just a big hassle. And we even have people that will do an internship and then want to study for their exam and then do like a second internship, come back for a short period of time. So we work with our employee base on what works for them when they're studying for their exam, if they want to take some time off. And obviously it's when it can fit into the schedule and everything, but we do work with our people on that. But definitely try to get that done out of the way.
So at Deloitte, keeping with trend, you cannot make it to manager without being a CPA. But we support you in every way we can to make sure that you can get the CPA. So it starts at the very front end when you do your internship with us, you get a return offer to come back. We're going to pay for your Becker materials, which is how you study for the exam. It's just a great resource. Or if you don't want to use Becker and you want to use different, we'll pay for that as well. Whatever works best for you and your studying habits. From there, we will also pay for all of your exams. So we'll give you $5,000 towards exam fees. So that's going to pretty much cover if you, with the Becker materials, and if you pass the exam on every single first time, every single time, we'll pay for everything. And if you complete it within the first year of starting with us, we'll give you a $5,000 bonus. If you finish it within 2 years, we'll give you a $3,000 bonus. And to really push like getting the CPA and the importance of it, we really want everyone that joins our firm to eventually make it to manager. And given that you need a CPA, we understand it's a big push. So as soon as you make it to manager, we just implemented a milestone bonus. So you will receive a $40,000 bonus as soon as you get promoted to manager.
So very similar to everybody else, we do have a lot of CPA perks with the firm. So we do work with 3 different review programs, Roger, UWorld, Becker, and Surgeon. And very similar to one other firm, pretty much from the date you sign a full-time offer letter, you do have access to those materials. So you could start studying. If you get an offer today, you come on board in August, you have that time to study and use those review programs. We do also reimburse for exam fees, and then you do get additional paid days off to sit for those exams on top of your PTO, your vacation time. That way you don't have to dip into your vacation time to sit for an exam. It's never fun. But then once you have passed the CPA exam, we do provide you with a passing bonus. Very similar to everybody, in order to move up to that manager level, we do like to see that you have your CPA exam or CPA license at that point. It's definitely something that a couple of other people mentioned it, but we really do encourage you to take the CPA exam as early as possible, because coming in an associate level, yes, you have responsibilities that are very important, but as you move up to senior to supervisor, you get additional responsibilities with your promotions. So it makes it harder. It limits your time a little bit more to study for that exam. So plus also you kind of lose your study habits, taking a break from studying from school to then working full time and then trying to get back in the habit after that is always a little difficult. So it's just easy to go right back into it while you have those habits. So that's kind of our CPA review program perks.
So very similar. We will cover first round of exams at Markham. We'll reimburse you for study materials. You can choose from a handful of different materials if you'd like. There's also a bonus for successful completion of the exam. So if you pass within your first 12 months or higher, it's a $5,000 bonus. If you pass within 12 to 24 months, it's a $4,000 bonus, and so on. I'm sure all of us can attest, study right away, try to knock out some of the exams. So for some of the folks who are joining with us October 2024, let's say they just finished an internship with us this spring semester, we're going to give them the summer off. Take time, study for that exam, try to get it under your belt and out of the way. Something else that might be a little bit unique is we actually just had one of our staff take paid sabbatical. So he really wanted to knock out the exam. He took off 3 months from Markham and passed 2 exams in 3 months to finish his CPA. So that's definitely a route we want to encourage you. We have folks, study on Saturdays right after busy season, get together in groups. They're able to expense lunch, so it's kind of a nice little perk there. But we really want to keep a motivated environment for our folks to get that CPA and finish right away.
Thanks. I know some of that seemed repetitive, but in my experience as a professor, you have to say things at least 6 times. So I think now we finally got the message. I'm going to open up the floor to students who have questions. I know we have a student in the back, Amelia, who did want to ask a question before she has to leave.
Hi, I'm Amelia. Oh, that's really loud. So I had a question. What is the biggest piece of advice that you'd give to students now that you wish you knew when you were looking towards applying to grad schools, looking at taking the CPA exam and internships and other jobs like that?
Not every firm has to answer, by the way. We don't have to go down the line, but if any, I do know. So Ryan is a SCSU grad, so that's helpful.
Yeah, I'll just give you an advice is that take advantage all of these like events and be in touch with all of these professionals that we meet through the year, because this is how I got my job at Markham. I was working here as a graduate assistant, and that was my first introduction to one of the partners, Markham. And through these events, I started to know Markham more about Markham, and I met the associates. And this is how I applied, and I got it. So take advantage of these events. When I was at school, I didn't have these opportunities. So this is very important for you.
Kind of echoing what everyone said is just the sooner the better. Like life has a way of as you move on in it, more responsibilities come up, whether that be with your work, with family, with a household, maybe. Just if you can keep this trend going now of being in the school mindset, take advantage of the study for the CPA at this moment, soon after, it's just best to, at least in my experience, because I did it a little bit later in life, and it was a little bit harder, so just when you're younger, just go with it and keep the foot on the pedal and just go with it, because you will get more responsibilities as time goes on, just naturally, and it's just best to do it now.
You don't have to do a master's program. I think the normal advice is to go the same route as everybody else. So my little brother is actually also doing accounting. I think he's a sophomore, not at Southern. And sometimes he asks, like, what are the different routes? Do I have to do a master's program? Do I have to do it the same way that everybody else is doing it? I know plenty of people in the field that did the 150 in their undergrad. So if you take those summer classes and those winter classes, you don't necessarily need to do the master's. I will say you learn a lot in your master's program that will help you in the field, but financially, that isn't always the best decision for everybody. So just figure out what works best for you. I agree, life goes on, you have more responsibilities, but there's still so many ways to get your 150 credits in.
The biggest piece of advice I would give you guys, I think every single firm here has some type of like leadership development program that they talked about, whether it's 1 or 2 days for freshmen, sophomores, juniors. I think we're all, like we said, pretty open. If you're non-traditional and you want to come, it doesn't matter what year in school you are. Go to all of them. Literally test out every single firm, understand your likes and dislikes. I know it's annoying if you're like, oh my God, I have to drive to, the Cohn-Resnick office on a Friday. Like, I don't want to be like, don't have classes. Do it. I promise it will benefit you in the long term. Honestly, I think we could all say that those are programs that are invaluable in a sense that you get to meet partners at the firm. You get to meet, from interns all the way up to partners. They're there and they're really looking to see you succeed. So that's the time that you're going to network and make connections. And I know, at least speaking from a Cohn-Resnick perspective, those are the students that we're making internship offers to, not just, any student that applies externally, right? It's the students that are showing up and putting in the effort. So take advantage of all of those opportunities from every single firm here.
And so this kind of relates to what everybody else has said, but you need to compile information. You need to find out when the events are. You need to find out what requirements would be for grad school, what they are to sit for the CPA exam, what they are to get your license. So as an example, I have a colleague, rather than get her CPA license in Connecticut, she got it in New York because there was a slight difference in the number. I think it was the number of accounting credits. I think it was 3 less. And so she just didn't have those 3 extra credits. So rather than go take another course, she got it out of New York. So that is something to keep in mind. There's always different options. So if you compile information, it's going to help you in the long run. And the sooner you do that, the sooner you'll be able to take advantage of having that information. Everybody down here? No. Oh, sorry.
My advice to you would be is kind of take advantage of your free time because at least now that I'm employed, I'm a lot more busier than I was last year. So I would use your time wisely, study, get ahead of certain things.
Anybody else have questions for the firms that they want to ask? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joseph. I'm a student here at Southern doing the MBA. I specifically have a challenge, and my challenge is that I have not done undergrad in accounting. However, I love accounting right from childhood. I love to play around with figures. So that's why when I got the opportunity to come to study accounting here at Southern, I never hesitated to take it up. So the challenge I have been having so far, I see that the 150 credit hours is really becoming a very big pain in my neck. Okay, so I know organizations have already spoken about the requirements and how to go about it and stuff like that, but I want to ask for advice, specific advice for any of the organizations that who can help guide a person like me who does not have an accounting background, but now going into the accounting field without these requirements of 150 and work experience and stuff like. I know already. I spoke to Mr. Mark, CLA representative, and I'm still going to speak to you. And I just need to know how best can I navigate through these challenges. Thank you.
To getting your 150? Yes. Okay. Do you have students who didn't major in undergrad but go for their credits for 150? And do you know anyone who navigated that? And maybe speak to that.
So I have an intern right now in our tax department, and she was a bio major. She graduated with a bio degree, and she realized that she couldn't get a job with that degree for whatever she was looking to do. So her sister actually works for our firm, and she was like, "Hey, like, go get your master's for accounting, like, see what happens, right?" And she has loved it so far. So I mean, that's kind of, you don't necessarily have to have, right, obviously 150 credits specific to accounting. So as long as you look at the state requirements that you're looking to get licensed in, and make sure that you have the specific amount of accounting credits required to sit for the CPA in that state, it doesn't necessarily matter that your undergrad degree wasn't in accounting. I will say also just the learning curve that you might be asking about, and how you kind of get yourself up to speed because you don't have an undergraduate accounting degree. I think at least at CohnReznick, and I'm sure every other firm here, we're willing to teach you exactly what you need to know. It's just that you need to be willing to come in and learn and ask questions and kind of, take everything in and kind of go that route, right? So you wouldn't necessarily be behind your peers at all. I know that one intern I spoke about, she's doing great, and it's her first internship in accounting, and she already has a prior degree. So it's really just whatever you make of it, and making sure that you're focused on getting the accounting credits necessary now that you're going for that master's program.
In Connecticut, it's 36 accounting credits, I believe. Right? So it's 36 accounting credits, and your internship can count for 3 of those credits.
So I think for 24 specifically in accounting, I think there's some like requirements in like a business law, business ethics class. So I think that's where you start getting to the 36. Yeah. I think a lot of times that's built into the Common Core business.
Okay, so we have 36, and 3 of those credits can be covered by doing an accounting elective with a firm. Accounting elective, which could be an internship with one of the firms.
So, and I will say, in your type of situation where maybe you've had your undergrad out of the country, and if some of those credits were you wanted to be accounting related or something to count toward that number, that ultimately is going to be decided by NASBA and the organization, because basically what happens is you will submit all of this paperwork, and then there will be a person who reviews it. There's like a person assigned to each state. I don't know the full details. It's been a few years since I had originally applied to take the exams and stuff. But they'll then evaluate all of your credits. You'll send in transcripts and everything, and then they'll tell you basically, okay, if you've met the requirements. You can probably, if you visit like the NASBA website, you can probably, I believe there should be contact information for like the CT coordinator, I believe that is their title. And like that could be a person that you could potentially reach out to and talk to. I will say I was, as I mentioned earlier, I was not an accounting undergrad. I was economics and political science. I took enough accounting credits through Southern just to be able to get into my master's. And I will say, and I know this will make any of the accounting professors, or really any professor in the room, cringe a little bit, but what you learn in school is
important.
It has its place, but you're going to learn a lot more on the job that goes well beyond what you learn in school. So, don't necessarily be worried that you don't have the accounting, a full accounting background. As I've done really well, and I have other colleagues who have had other different experiences as well. So
You're gonna get kicked out.
I know.
I just want to give you an advice because I came also from a different country. I took part of my undergrad in different country. What helped me is getting a paraprofessional jobs or a bookkeeping jobs. If you are not in the accounting industry, if you can get this paraprofessional, back when I started, there is some accounting firms, public accounting firms that have these paraprofessional jobs. These are like for people that doesn't have like probably enough credits, but they have experience in accounting. Or you can get a bookkeeping job. In this case, you have an idea about the industry while you're finishing your degrees, and then when you're ready, you can go to the next step.
And Markham has that kind of line, right? So that's an option as well. Okay, we're ending the hour here, so and I know Mr. Zampino wants to make a statement quickly just about PEP and do some housekeeping, but you are all welcome to stay here and network with the representatives at the firm. I know some of you have brought resumes, some of you have additional questions that you may want to ask one particular firm. So this room is available for you to do that, and you have plenty of time to network with it, whichever firms you're interested in networking with.